So rather than give up on my homemade trail camera, I went back to try and work out what was going on with it and realized that basically when you turned it on, it just continually took photos. And so I did the incredibly foolish thing of asking the AI to give me a hand with this. And it said, oh yeah, the problem is there's an internal resistor, but the pin you've got it connected to also has an internal resistor, so one of the sensor, and that keeps the voltage high, and so it continually takes pictures. And then it's taken me through about 20 different hardware configurations, which, because this was on a board I was soldering, I was unsoldering and resoldering, trying to fix this, none of which really worked. Eventually we added a bit more software debugging and made some lights flash, and it turns out that the answer was as simple as moving it to a different pin, because unlike pin 13, pin 12 does not have a hardware. But in the meantime, I have managed to let the magic smoke out of those two, so those are both dead because they were misconnected. This one is now working, and I'm prepared to give it another go. But it has been a really interesting afternoon. Not what I expected. Those of you that know me know that I'm quite a fan of using AI to do stuff, but I'm also deeply cynical of using it to do anything that matters. And I learned along the way that, in software we can change things instantly, which is awesome. If it's wrong, it just try again. And we know that like agentic code just does that. It just kind of rewrites it till it works. But it turns out that that doesn't work so well when you're playing with hardware and you end up making things go pop, or end up with stuff that's, is not working or needs resoldered. It takes me a while. I'm not great with the soldering iron. So I get a bit annoyed when I have to go and plug a bunch of, things in and then remove it all. It does look like it's working now. So I'm moderately confident, but, my confidence is that this works eventually. It's been about 4 hours. When people tell me that, we're going to be using AI for medicine, in medicine, you can't just, oh, that one broke. Let's try a different thing on the next one. It works in-house, doesn't work in the real world. Anyway, not really what I was planning to talk about today. We have this, it's working. I could maybe even do a demonstration for anybody that cares. So this has got a nice bright light on the front of it that you may or may not see. So I've turned it on, and what's happened right now is that the PIR sensor is charging its capacitors and it's getting ready, and now it's ready and we get a flash and this has gone to sleep. And I have a funny feeling it's going to wake up and take my photo. There we go, because I'm actually leaning over it. But if I wasn't leaning over it, that wouldn't take a picture. I'm just going to back away slowly. And I think that flash says it's just gone back to sleep. And all going well, it will not flash again. It will sit there in wait mode. I made another subtle software change as well. So previously, when you turned it on, it always came up in Wi-Fi mode. Now it doesn't. Now to get it into Wi-Fi mode, you have to turn it on and then turn it off again within a second. Otherwise, if I have a little brownout or glitch in the field for some reason, it would go into setup mode rather than staying live. Right. We are looking for sort of in there. Oh, there we go. That light to flash. Great. So next step is go and set this out somewhere in the wild.